channel, and please go ahead with subscribe and like and share our video. Today we're gonna start with discussing about understanding the human aspirations and human being comprehensively, and human aspiration and its fulfillment as well. This has been class your class 9, that is we had done your class 8 here in the last classes, and that has been the class 9 we have to discuss here. In the last classes we had done your unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, and now we'll just start discussing about unit 5, which has been the first class of unit 5. The name of the unit we have is your expansion of harmony, from self to entire existence. Yeah, that has been the important one here. Before starting with this, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go through with the subscribe button, and please like, share and subscribe to our channel, so that many maximum people can get the information at once, and even you can also enjoy the video as well. Expansions of harmony from the self to entire existence that we have to discuss there. In this, we'll discuss these into two parts, which is in part 1 we'll discuss about understanding the aspects of all encompassing the resolution, understanding the wisdom, science and etc. In part 2 we'll discuss about the holistic way of living for a human being with all encompassing resolution, covering all 4 dimensions of human endeavors, that is your realization, thought, behavior and work, participation in the larger order, leading to the harmony at all the levels from self to nature and entire existence as well. So we'll discuss about the another one, and that means starting with the question here. The question is being explain the different aspects of encompassing the resolutions in human values, and we'll go ahead for the same. So here we go ahead here. That has been different aspects of encompassing resolution in human values. That is, we have here that what even we have to talk about it. So with the same cases we'll go ahead for this. That is, we have to made a diagram for it, that the different aspects of encompassing the resolution in the human values. We'll go ahead for the same. First I will draw it, and then we'll discuss more in detail. This is being connected towards it. This is being connected here. That what we have. So this is what we have. So I represented these all with a way that we have to represent it. This has been the first view. We have knowledge. This is wisdom. This is your science. Here it is your human conduct, value, character and policy. This wisdom being connected to human goal, that is being the resolution, prosperity, trust, and coexistence. See, for human goals, that has been connected to 5 dimensions: education, health, production, exchange, justice. This is being connected to that is your undivided, that is your human as society. For the human goals, that is being connected to living in family and society. Living in family and society. For this, it is your universal orderliness. That's what we have to discuss here. So in the same cases here, for that, talking about the knowledge, in the same case for the knowledge here, that in the knowledge, that knowledge is an anchor for the human being, innate and in that inalienable need. And this knowledge is like knowledge of realistic view of existence, knowledge of conscious self, that is Jivan, and knowledge of perfect human conduct as well. Talking about the wisdom here, in the wisdom based on knowledge, that is your vivek, we can say, and knowledge of laws of living and intellectual, society, social and natural laws, and bandhik niyam, that we talk about it, and samajik niyam, and your prakritik niyam here. It identifies the human goal and the human target. In science based on wisdom, that is your vigyan, so it is a knowledge of the activity, time and decision making. It sets the directions for the human goals and identified in wisdom here. In the same case for the wisdom here, that what we talk about it, that has been the wisdom refers to show the accumulations of personal values that works well for living in a different kind of way. In an ideal circumstances, that each generations can reconsider the collective wisdom from the previous generation, discarding that some values which no longer serve due to the changes in the ways of life, or because even better values have been found. In these conditions, wisdom accumulates, and people also have values which are not part of wisdom. Some values like competitiveness or professionalism or social media reach stay circulating. Other values like aggressive foreign policies stay circulating because of the political battles in which people must be pretend to have the values in such limited social environments, and political battles are threat of wisdom and the civilization. In terms of science, talking about that, the science depends on certain human values, that is the value of knowledge, of utility and of nature. Through knowledge, the utility and the nature of science enhances their values for humanity. For example, the appreciations of nature is increased by the knowledge of nature. Another aspects of modern science is the influence of nominalism, which doubts the existence of natural kind. Modern science advances the theories which eliminate the natural kind of favor of underlying the stochastic component, and that is the whole is no more than the sum of its parts as well. These aspects of science undervalues or devalues the wholeness, and that the prestige and influences of science furthers the decline of the wholeness or in individual and society as well. We are on the same cases now. We'll discuss here on the more detail about it, which has been the another question that we can be asked here. It's all about discuss the basic human aspiration that led to harmony. That's what we have to discuss here. Let's go ahead for the same. Human aspiration that led to harmony. The question has been asked here, discuss the basic human aspiration that led to harmony here. In the same cases, the human being aspires for a way of life which ensures happiness for all human beings living in harmony with nature, or encompassing it or at transferring our consciousness and living. It covers all dimensions of our living, thoughts, behavior, work, and understanding, as well as levels individual, family, society, and nature. At an individual level, the happiness is the harmony of integration among all four dimensions within the self: thought, behavior, work, and realization. At the level of the society, the individuals aspire to entire harmony and integration among four levels: individuals, family, society, and nature. This is the aspiration, desire, innate, and need of every human being, regardless of age, gender, caste, creed, nation, and beliefs. Harmony in the life is a building block for harmony in the society. Harmony in the society leads to an undivided society, which is Akhand Samaj, when we feel related with each other. The five dimensions of human order is Manvya, or that is a Vyavasai, that are: the first is your education, right living, that is Diksha, Sanskar; health, self-regulation, Swastha, and Sanyam; justice, preservation; Nyaya, Suraksha; production, work; Utpadan, Karya; exchange, storage, which is your Vinimya Kosh. Now we'll discuss about the another one, which has been the important as well, and that has been the important one. We have your another question: what are the four dimensions of human being and four levels of human existence? So we'll discuss one by one, and that we will go ahead here in the detail about it, and which is being as follows, and that is being being important one here. Four dimensions of human being. So four dimensions of human being, that are: the first we'll discuss about, that is being about the in thought. So in thought, that to have a clarity, a state of a resolution or a solution or confusion, that is a state of problem, we can say that. The second is in behavior. In same case for the behavior, to have just, that is your mutually fulfilling behavior with other human being, resulting in mutual happiness, or to have unjust behavior with other human, resulting in dominations of some over others as well. Talk about the third one, which has been in work. In same case for the in work here, that the adherence to the physical law with the rest of nature by cyclic mode of production, resulting in a mutual enrichment, prosperity for human being, as well as the protection of the rest of the nature, or exploitations and indiscriminate extortion of the rest of the nature here. We'll talk about the fourth one, which has been in realization. In realization, that where assurance and authenticity of having known the truth, of saying, having understood the reality, resulting in continuity of happiness, or lack of realization, that is leading to the mere belief or assumptions of it here. Now we'll discuss about the four levels of human existence, and that is we have to discuss here as follows, which is being asked here. Four levels of human existence, that we have to discuss here. In the same cases, we'll discuss in every individual here. In every individual here, in the same cases, all encompassing the solution, state of right understanding leading to happiness and self-satisfaction is desirable in every individual, or a state of confusion that is leading to the unhappiness and dissatisfaction, or having a state of right understanding in some individuals will do, and rest can follow them. Second, we'll have your in every family. in every family. In every family here, that the prosperity capacity to produce more than what is required as physical facilities for this family, leading to a feeling of having more is desirable in every family, or deprivation, a feeling of having less than required, regardless of how much being accumulated through production or exploitation as well. We'll talk about the third one, which is we have here, and that is being in society. In society here, that is the fearlessness, trust, feeling of being related to the other is desirable, or a feeling of mistrust, a feeling of being in an opposition to others, leading to a pure undivided society that is based on the feeling of trust, acceptance of relationship with everyone is desirable, or a society that is divided into that is just sex, caste, creed, races, nations opposing and fighting each other as well. Now we'll talk about the fourth one, which is being in nature. In same case for the in nature here, a coexistence and a relationship of mutual fulfillment of human being with the rest of the three orders of nature, that is leading to the prosperity in human being as well as the protections and enrichment of rest of nature is desirable, are indiscriminate exploitations of the rest of the nature that is leading to the threat of the very existence of earth here. Now we'll discuss about the another one, which has been the process of, the question is, the process of self-exploration leads to a realization and understanding. Explain with example. The question we have, that even though we had discussed about it here in the detail, the question is, what is the current state of human being with the four levels of human existence? This is what we have to discuss here in the detail about it. Let's go ahead for the same. Current state of human being with the four levels of human existence. That's what we have to discuss here. So in the same cases here, today human being has become the biggest source of problem for human being. With the limited one-dimensional approach taken by us, we have arrived at the following situation here, and that what we even have to talk about it. We'll talk about the first one here in the same, that is being at the level of individual. First we talk about it at the level of individual. In the case of at the level of individual here, that we see today that human on the one hand suffer from unhappiness, dissatisfaction, a sense of purposelessness, or that is your futility, tension, frustration, depression, even suicide. And on the other hand, that shows the sign of domination, violence, crime, that is your terrorism, etc. We'll go ahead here. We'll go ahead for the next. We'll talk about it here in that level of the individuals here only, that we have to discuss here in the detail about it. So let's go ahead for the same. In the same cases here for that the body that health is steadily declining in spite of improved levels here, that of material and medical facility, where a majority of the people find themselves in that you're engulfed in problems of one type or the other, and some people have even come to believe that no solution is ever possible. Second, we'll talk about it, that we have here, that is at the level of family. At the level of family here, that one finds that in family that among the members there are complaints, fights, interpersonal tensions, injustice and hatred. Numerous attempts are made to solve these, but invariably it leads to a distinct degradations. Reasons for all these is ultimately assigned to lack of sufficient material facility and a feeling of being deprived, and without ever deciding that how much is going to be sufficient in terms of physical facilities that we have here. And that is the third, we talk about it at the level of society. At the level of society. In the same cases, at the level of society, where problems are visible in the form of poverty and unemployment on the hand, and division, discrimination, exploitation, opposition, struggle, and war on the other hand here. There are the talks of cooperation with each other, but they end up in one form of explorations or the other. We'll talk about the fourth one, which is being your at the level of nature. At the level of nature here, there are the problems that manifest in the form of the ecological disturbances, where the seasonal imbalance, pollution and lack of natural resources, air, water, soil and food are getting increasingly poisonous, fertility of the soil is reducing, and the problems of water shortage is deepening, that the nutritional value of food is decreasing, where ecological imbalance have resulted into global warming, and that heating up of the earth, and that is your heralding the larger problems and disasters soon as well. We'll discuss about another question that we have to discuss here in the detail about it, which is being all about here, which is realization and understanding are essential for happiness and harmony. So realization and understanding are essential for happiness and harmony. That we have here. So with the same cases, we talk about it in the same way. We're talking about the realization in terms of realization, that the means to be able to see the reality as it is. In realization, we get the answer to what is the reality, and this is for one of us that translates into the answer and what to do and why to do. When we operate on the basis of realizations and gains understanding according to the realization, then it gives definiteness and certainty and makes us help organize as well. And talking about the understanding here, in the same cases, that means to be able to understand the self-organization in all entities of nature's existence of their interconnected organization as it is. We are able to see the harmonious interconnectedness at all the levels of our living, and the understanding plays an important role in desire making, and when we do not have the right understanding, our desires keeps shifting, and this indefiniteness is reflected in our thoughts and selections that we make, and finally in our behavior and work. On the other hand, when our understanding is based on the realization, and we use this understanding of the desire, that making them our desire will be correct, and thoughts and selections will be according to the understanding here. Hence, these are the two activities in the self. When we have a realization, then understanding becomes according to the realization. When this happens, then imaging our desires gets set according to this understanding. Consequently, analysis or thoughts that become according to the imaging, desires, and hence the expectations or selection taste are according to the thoughts and analysis as well. Well, this is called the self-organization, or we can say that the swatantrata, that leads to the happiness and harmony as well. So here now we'll be going to end up with that what we in the have to discuss about here in the more detail about here, and on the same phases that is being important too. And other than that, what we had talked about it is we had completed your sociology and software engineering, and we had completed your chemistry, which has been important for class that we had done your which has been the unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, unit 6, unit 7, unit 8, and unit that 9 as well. After that, talking about it, we had done, of course, which is we had started with discussing about ER diagram, which has been important, and that we are dealing here in the same cases we talk about it. So yes, we had done your the conversions, logarithms, as well as your the element symbols, atomic mass and atomic molar masses as well. After talking about that only, we had done your, there are many of the things we are done, that is we are dealing with the different types of ER diagram, where we had started with understanding the human as what we are dealing here itself. Other than that as well, we had dealing with the reasoning, that we had completed the verbal reasoning. In verbal reasoning, we had done your, which has been in verbal reasoning, we had done your that is general mental ability into logic reasoning, and in non-verbal reasoning we had done your series and logic classification, analytical reasoning, mirror image, water image, embedded figure, completions of incomplete pattern, figure matrix, paper folding, paper cutting, rule detection, grouping of identical figures, as well as dot situations, cubes and dice that we had done, and dot situation we are dealing here. In terms of quantitative aptitude, yes, we had done your, in quantitative aptitude we had done your that is been arithmetical ability we had started with, which we had completed operations on numbers, LCM and estimate of numbers, decimal fractions, simplification, square roots and cube roots. And then after that we are dealing with your problems on numbers, functions and ages, stars and indices, and percentage we are dealing here. That is mean the next topic of the session. Other than that, we talk about it. So yes, we are dealing here is that we have to discuss, and on the same cases we are talking about the understanding the human being comprehensively, the human aspiration and its fulfillment, where we had completed your unit 1, which has been the introduction. We had completed the basic human aspiration and their fulfillment through the right understanding and the resolution, and all encompassing the resolution for human being in detail, and solution of the problems in the light of resolution. Unit 2 we had completed, that is the understanding the human being and its expansion, where we had completed, that is the domain of the light, and right understanding starts from understanding the human being, then over the experience, and the door that extends up to the understanding nature, existence, and the interconnectedness and the coexistence, and finally understanding the role of the human being in existence, human conduct. Unit 3 we had done, that is activities of the self, which we had covered up your understanding the human being comprehensively is the first step, and that the core theme of this course, and human being potentialities of the self, reasons for harmony, contradiction in the self as well. Unit 4 we had completed, where we had covered up that is being your understanding the coexistence with other orders, where we had completed the need of the process and the inner evaluation through the self-exploration, self-awareness and self-evaluation, realization, understanding, and that is your contemplations in the contemplations in the self-realization and coexistence, understanding the harmony in the nature, contemplations of the participation of human in the harmony order leading to the character, that is your comprehensions, knowledge about the existence. In unit 5, that has been the expansion of the harmony from the self to entire existence. We had done understanding the different aspects of all-encompassing resolution, understanding, wisdom, science, etc. Holistic way of the living for the human being, with all the encompassing resolution covering for the all 4 dimensions of human endeavor, that is being the realization, thoughts, behavior, and work, participation in the large order. We'll discuss about leading to the harmony at all the levels for the self of nature to enter existence, and then after that we'll discuss about the short questions in terms of unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5 respectively. So here we're gonna end up with, and it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go through with the subscribe button, and please like, share and subscribe our channel, so that many maximum people can get the information at once, and even you can also enjoy the video. So please go ahead with the subscribe button. Please like, share and subscribe our channel so that many maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video, and your support is very important to us. So please keep supporting us and please suggest us. Thank you. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion on the comment box. Thank you.